Hello, what's up everybody? Welcome to our humble kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking a new dish called Japaguri, or otherwise known as radon. Here are the ingredients that we will use. We'll be using 2 packs of Japaghetti noodles, 1 pack of Noguri noodles, the next ingredient will be chuck eye roll and a half onion. We'll also be using some olive oil. We will be using 2 burners simultaneously. We will boil some water on this pot, and on this pan we will be cooking the steak. While waiting for everything, we prepare our strainer. I'll be using this silicone strainer for our noodles later. Now I think our pan is hot enough. Earlier I put some olive oil, just a tad, on the pan. Make sure that the surface of the pan is covered with oil. Now it's time to cook the beef. Let's put some ground pepper on top of the beef. We will also put some salt. I'm using brown salt. It's brown because it's roasted. So we'll be using some roasted salt and sprinkle it on top of our beef. You will know the meat is ready to be turned when you see all the meat juices coming up on top of your steak. Now, while we're waiting for our water to boil, let's open our noodle packs and see what's inside. For the Japaghetti noodles, you will see 3 small packets inside. This is the brown powder or jajang powder. And then this is the olive oil. And finally, the dried flakes, vegetable flakes. For the noguri noodles, you will see only 2 small packets inside the bag. That is the dried flakes. Next, you will find the red seasoning. This is the spicy flavoring of the noodle. And you will also see this small dried seaweed or dried kelp that you will put in the boiling water later. And now I think the beef is ready to be turned. We know that we have turned it on the right time because you can see that the steak is brown. Now that the water is boiling in the pot, we are ready to put our noodles. We're all going to put the noodles in the same pot. First, we put the dried seaweed. After about 30 seconds of boiling, we are now ready to put our noodles. Make sure to check your noodles if they are cooking evenly. I think the steak is now ready, so we're now taking it off the pan. You don't need to wash this pan because this is where we are going to cook the sauce later. We will mix it with the oils that came out from the steak that we used for cooking the steak, and it will add to the flavor of the noodles. Now get your strainer ready because we are taking the noodle out of the boiling water. It's time to turn the fire off. We want the noodles to be al dente because we're still going to cook it in sauce later on. We will need cold water running from the tap to wash the noodles off and stop the cooking. Help the noodles cool by washing it around and mixing it with your hands. And by doing this, you are also getting rid of all those excess starch that is still in those noodles. Next, we are ready to make the sauce. We are putting those sliced onions into the pan where we cooked our steak a while ago. As you can see, I didn't add any more olive oil. I'm just using the oil that we used for cooking the steak. You keep stir frying these onions until the sides, you can see, get a little clear. Then we're ready to add water. So I'm adding a cup and a half of water. Next, we add the seasonings. First, I put the brown powder. Then I add the red powder from the noguri noodles. We mix this and we bring it to a boil. Next, we put in the flakes, all 3 of them, and we mix them all together. We'll boil this for 1 minute or until some of the soup evaporates, and then we will be putting in the noodles. Earlier, while waiting for the noodles to cook, I sliced up the beef, and now we're ready to be plating the noodles. This will make 2 servings. Make sure to divide the remaining sauce at the bottom of the pan evenly into those 2 bowls. And now it's time for the topping. Take those sliced beef and put them on top of your noodles. You can put more beef or less. In my case, I will just use half of the beef that I have sliced a while ago. And last but not the least, sesame seeds. These are the black sesame seeds, and just sprinkle them on top for better presentation. And there you have it. Best served with kimchi.
Moment of truth. It's time to try the dish. Okay, so kain natin yung beef. Alam niyo po guys, masarap ito kainin with kimchi. So, kakain pa tayo ng kimchi. Lagyan natin ng kimchi. Then, tatang natin siya sa loob. So, hindi overempowering yung anghang ng noguri. Mahalo siya dun sa original taste ng black noodle. Yeah, like, and then of course, who will hate the steak? Yeah, try nyo guys. Hindi kayo magsisisa. So, I hope nakatulong ako sa inyo. Tamad din po ako sa kusina. As you can see, ngayon lang din po ako nag-try nito. Sana nakatulong ako sa inyo and naitulong ko kung paano ang tamang pagluluto ng Japaguri or tadon. Enjoy guys.